Republicans were the ones that funded the Steele dossier. As I went over a video a couple of days ago on this, you've seen in the report him actually talking on Fox. I'll go ahead and roll that clip right here.
When did you learn that the DNC and Hillary Clinton campaign had funded Christopher Steele's work?
Yeah, I still don't know that for a fact.
What do you mean?
I've only seen it in the media. I never knew exactly which Democrats had funded. I knew it was funded first by Republicans, opposed to Donald.
That's not true.
I'm sorry?
That's not true. That the dossier that Christopher Steele worked on was funded by Republicans?
My understanding was his work started funded by Oppo Research, funded by Republicans.
So Free Beacon and said that they had Glenn Simpson and Fusion GPS on a kind of a retainer, but they did not fund the Christopher Steele memo or the dossier. That was initiated by Democrats.
Okay, my understanding was the activity was begun, that Steele was hired to look into, was first funded by Republicans, then picked up, the important thing was picked up by Democrats opposed to Donald Trump.
So is that why, did you tell President Obama that the dossier was who it was funded by?
No, not to my recollection.
Did you want to know who it was funded by?
I wanted to know what I knew, which is it was funded by people politically opposed to Donald Trump.
Okay.
Which particular opponents wasn't that important
when
to me.
did you, so you still to this day don't know that it was funded by the DNC or
I've read
the
that in the
campaign?
media, but I don't know for a fact and didn't know while I was at the FBI which exact opponent of the president's funded that.
Okay. How many times did you, and to what extent did you brief President Obama on the dossier?
I didn't ever brief President Obama on the dossier. I was present during a conversation where Director of National Intelligence briefed it to him, as we did to the Gang of Eight and to the President-elect the first week of January.
You called it.
And honestly, that was the first time I even heard about Republicans were the ones that funded this dossier. But apparently that's what he's been going around spreading to his liberal followers, and I guess they all believe that, and it could be why they're actually supporting and backing what he's doing. I guess, I mean, it's what James Comey is known as now, as the liar. But anyways, this article from Daily Caller is showing former FBI Director James Comey repeated one of the more pervasive false claims about the infamous Steele dossier on Thursday, telling Fox News Brett Baier Republicans first financed the salacious document. Instead, the Clinton campaign and Democratic National Committee funded the dossier project. I knew it was first funded by Republicans, is what he stated during his exchange with the knowledge of the dossier, which former British spy Christopher Steele wrote. And it's sad that Fox just sat there, had to correct him on that. Like, he literally just tried to lie on Fox News, which people are actually more informed than they are on CNN or anything else, and he's actually going to spit this lie. So I thought that was kind of funny that he cut him off right there and was like, no, that's not true. Now, Comey's false claim is not without precedent, though. It is surprising given the FBI relied on the dossier as part of its investigation into possible collusion between President Donald Trump's campaign and Russian government. Fusion GPS hired Steele to investigate Trump in June 2016. The opposition research firm was working at the time for Perkins Coie, the law firm that represented the Clinton campaign in DNC. The Washington Free Beacon, which billionaire Republican donor Paul Singer funds, hired Fusion GPS in September 2015 to conduct standard opposition research on Trump. But the website Fusion through January 2017, but cut ties after BuzzFeed News published the Steele report. Comey signed off on 3 surveillance warrants obtained against former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page, which relied heavily on the dossier. James Comey does not believe the infamous Steele dossier was necessary to obtain surveillance warrants against President Trump's former campaign advisor Carter Page, which he stated on Monday. Could there have been a FISA warrant without the Steele dossier? PBS NewsHour host Judge Woodruff asked Comey. It's not my recollection that it was an essential part of any application, he replied. I'm going to go ahead and roll the clip on that part right here.
One other point from this majority report, the House Intelligence Committee, it says this is a so-called Steele dossier prepared by the former British agent Christopher Steele about President Trump and other things, quote, formed an essential part of an application to the FISA court, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, to begin electronic surveillance. Is that accurate? Could there have been a FISA warrant without the Steele dossier?
It's not my recollection that it was an essential part of any application, I have to choose my words carefully here because I don't know exactly what's been declassified, but there was a mosaic of information that convinced a court that that individual, Carter Page, there was probable cause to believe he was an agent of a foreign power.
But you're not saying that there had to be a dossier for this to happen.
In order to get the FISA warrant. That's not my recollection.
It's almost like watching Hillary campaign, isn't it? Literally the whole entire time they were stating that this dossier is the reason why they even got the FISA proceedings to even happen to begin with. And now here he is just lying, saying that, well, we could have did it without it. And it's funny too how he's saying, oh, I got to be careful how I choose my words. How come he wasn't careful when he wrote that book? He used a document that was later considered to be classified and didn't care about that then. He didn't care about that. But now all of a sudden he does. Does that make any sense? You're not even working for them anymore. It almost makes me think that he still thinks he's probably in the FBI. That or his lies are just so far out there that he actually really does believe every single bit of it. But really, Comey, which one is it? I mean, this sure doesn't help his case out any. This actually just makes that judge look even more corrupted that actually signed the warrant to begin with. So if he's literally stating that they was going to do this with or without the dossier to begin with, then you should already know how corrupted the whole entire system is. Guilty until proven innocent. And that guy tries to say that he upholds the law and the Constitution. My ass. There's just a lot of clear treason going on. I mean, this is a coup that was literally designed to get Trump out of office, and that's all this was. It's so damn obvious, blind people can see it, a caveman can recognize it, everybody knows what's going on, and the only people that don't are the sheeple that actually still follow CNN and NBC and all the other ones. We are the actual majority now, and that's the reason why Trump even won. We were the most silent, which is why no one knew that we really existed, and we were the loudest when it came to that election. And the numbers speak the most with the whole entire thing. It really does. I mean, it's literally like the most recorded vote record ever in history for the United States. Literally. There's never been that many people actually casting ballots before. So that really tells you how alarming that this country has really been getting. And the people are fed up with it and they wanted to see a change finally. And the deep state does not like that. And this move that happened is literally making it so clear for you to be able to tell who is the deep state and who isn't now. So while they're sitting there just puffing their feathers and thinking that they're actually gonna accomplish anything, we're all just sitting back observing and actually watching them all and seeing who is actually a part of that deep state and who isn't now. If they were smart, they would keep themselves silent and then no one would know anything. But they refuse to stay silent. They have to sit there and hit up Twitter and Facebook and go have these press conferences and get on TV and make books and all this other things. And that right there just shows it all to the world how corrupted they really are. Their stupidity tells on them so bad that it's not even funny. So I'm going to be so glad to see all these people actually finally get arrested, took out of office, and then maybe it might actually cause some presidents for them to actually start changing the way the government works and how it employs people. Because obviously it's been a giant game pretty much. It's been literally a billionaire club for these people to just line their pockets. That's the way that it's been installed. It's there to make you feel like you have freedoms. Now, a government system could actually work if there was actual honorable people involved with it. But the biggest problem right now with it is money. There's so many people that are sitting in those chairs because of that dollar. It has nothing to do with their beliefs or them wanting to help you or anything. It's all about them making money. And that's all out of our tax dollars. The people that we're paying out of our tax dollars are literally pissing in our faces on a daily basis. And a lot of people have an idea, well, do away with the government. How about no more president? How about our own local law system? And I'm 100% down for that. But the biggest problem with that right now is there's a giant system that's already in place that already makes the rules. And they literally got the favor of the majority. It's literally the rule of law that people have been taught for so long that it's something that you can't just turn off. So honestly, the only way that you could beat the system is to get involved into it, actually be a part of that system, and actually regain control of that system. If you could gain control of the system, then you can make it whatever you want it to be. It's all about the people that we to look at it as it's one person for our voices, and we pay them to speak for us. They're supposed to do what we want. That's how it's supposed to work. They're not supposed to rule us. They're supposed to do what we want. We as a nation supposed to be able to group together and actually be able to say that we want this or we want that and all vote on that. It shouldn't be the other way around like it has been. And so I'll be glad to see all this corruption and everything just gone finally. The swamp is draining fast, and they're all just roaring their ugly heads at us. But what do you guys think about all this? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And also check out my search engine if you haven't seen it yet. It's a really big project I'm on. It's a decentralized search engine to pretty much make it to where you have an unfiltered, uncensored search, unlike the mainstream search engines that pretty much guide you and tell you what they want you to see. I'm not saying it's a replacement for the mainstream search, but I'm saying it's a nice tool for us truthers to be able to use to actually gather the right research that we need. Knowledge is power, everybody. I started a GoFundMe page for it also if you're interested in wanting to help out. It's a pretty big project, and it's going to take a lot of servers to get this running the way that we need it. But, I mean, it's up and running right now. You can actually use it. I just want it to be faster and better. And I definitely don't ever want to put ads on it. So it has to be community supported. But thank you guys for watching. You guys all have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace. Please subscribe to our channel, like our video, and comment below, and we'll see you on the flip side. Peace! And don't forget to click the notification bell.